Good afternoon, everyone. It's Izzy here, and I'm here doing another project. Basically, this is a part 2 series because yesterday I managed to get the pump out of this washing machine. Okay, so basically, just to recap, I came over to my daughter's apartment, and the machine wouldn't turn on, or rather, there was a humming sound. So after diagnosing it, we found that inside the pump was jammed up because it had, we found a little soxy stuck inside the pump. So anyways, I managed to work it out of there, and we put it back together. You can see that in the first video. And well, we repaired that. But then we found also that we were not getting cold water during the rinse cycle. So basically, if you would turn it on and put it on warm or cool, the only thing you would get is hot water. So she managed to, and the problem with that is that, okay, let me show you. I'm gonna flip the camera around. So basically, the problem with that is that when you put it here on cool or warm, it mixes both waters, correct? But if you read over here, it says all cold rinses. So if the cold water valve is not working, what will end up happening is you turn the machine on, like if you want to wash with cold water, or if you go into the rinse cycle, you will not get water out of it, and basically the machine stops and it won't go anywhere. So what I was telling my daughter to do is manually turn this, manually turn and go into, when it would get to rinse. You see how it would get to the rinse and stop? I would tell her to continue and bring it to the spin cycle, okay? And then when you bring it to the spin cycle, what it does is it just spins and gets the water out of there. But anyway, so after diagnosing it yesterday, I was kind of the day before yesterday, I was a little tired. So basically, what I did was I got the valve because I have the valve here. I bought a new valve which, believe it or not, which happened last year. My son, he had a problem, and the problem that he had was, here's the valve. The problem that he had was he was getting no hot water, only cold water. So we were able to resolve that problem by switching the hoses off, by turning the hot water hose off. But I ordered this new valve, and I'm going to order a new one for Jacob's, for my son upstairs, and get it repaired. But anyways, basically getting back to this. So this is what we got. So I came in, I took the top off already, and I figured I'd shoot this video. And what I found is that valve is bad, okay? So this is the way you check it. You come over here, there's the valve. Let me turn on the light. I want to see if I can turn the light on. Well, you can see it pretty good. It's right here, this valve. This is the valve. I'm going to go ahead and take it out, but I figured let me stop and explain. So this is the cold water. That's the hot water. See the difference in color? Okay. And then there's another switch up here. That switch is for the flow, I believe, for the temperature. It measures temperature. Okay, so here's the thing. So what I'm going to do is, I'm replacing the valve because I know it's the valve. But what you have to do is to check it is, and I'll do it a little bit later. I'm going to show you how to check the valve. But basically, you check for resistance between one pin and the other with this off. With this thing off, you measure the resistance. Okay, if you have between 500 and 1500 ohms, the winding in here, the valve, okay, is good. If you have 0 ohms, or infinite ohms, I should say, then that means that there's an open and that the electrical circuit is it's cut inside or something went wrong, and that means that the valve has to be replaced. Okay, so I'm gonna put the phone down now, replace the valve, and then I'll show you how it's tested. Okay, I'll be back soon. Okay, so here I'm continuing, and basically I got the valve out. This is the old valve. This is the new one. I'm sorry for the way it's set up. But anyways, here's the meter. See, when I touch them together, see see how you get tone and then how you get a reading of 0. That means there's continuity. Okay, so look, you come here, I'm checking the first one here, and you see here you get nothing. You see how it says FOL on my meter? Okay, then you come and you come over here, and here you get a reading of 0.786, correct? Now watch this. When I go to the new one, I check this one, I get 0.872 with there's resistance, and then I come here and I check this one, same thing, I get resistance. So this one's good, this one's no good. That's why the cold water was not working. One other thing, you always check, just to make note of this, okay? So you always check when you disconnect the hoses from here, put it in the tub, take the hose, put it in the tub and turn the water back on. Well, first of all, you make sure you shut the water off. I forgot to mention that. Okay, shut the water off. You unscrew these, then you put each one back in the tank, and you try the valve to check that the hose is clear, that water's coming out of the hose. Okay. Okay. The second thing you got to check is here. Inside here, there's screens, and sometimes the screens can get filled up with settlement and can clog up the entrance, so then you get no water going in. Okay. So I just wanted to mention those two things. Okay. I'll continue with my video in a bit. Alrighty, everyone. So now I got the valve back in. There it is. I put the two little lines, the sensor, and there's for the two valves. I got it in place. Everything's tight. I checked it. I hooked up the hoses, and then I checked it to make sure that it wasn't leaking. Okay. So now the water supply is on. Okay. And now I turn the power back on. You see, I have it here. And I have it in the hot cycle, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it on so you can see the water coming out, okay? And now I'm gonna move it over to warm, okay? So just shift it over to warm. Now I put it on cold, okay? And now, you see I put it on cold, and now I'm putting it on cold water, and there you have it. Now we get cold water coming out of it. Before there was no water coming out. So I think the problem is resolved. What I'm gonna do now is do a quick wash for one full wash cycle, and if everything is good, then we can chalk it up for another successful. Sorry that this video took so long. I'm going to just go ahead and put the cover back on it and do a test run. If you found this video to be useful or helpful, please hit that like button and make sure to subscribe. And if you have any comments or concerns, leave them down below. Have a great day and a great weekend. So long.